one of the things Denby talks about is that Tarantino's Django Unchained, he referred to it as a crap masterpiece that takes liberties with historical facts and reinforces stereotypes. For example, in the movie, and this is where the nuances, if you've seen the film, how the South is depicted in the film, and by that word elocutionary, you contrast the elegance of the German gentleman Schultz in terms of how he uses communication versus the rude communication of the Southerners. And historically in the United States, via popular entertainment and film, the South is often constructed in a way that seems anti-democratic, savage to the rest of the world, in contrast to the rest of the United States, which is portrayed as more cosmopolitan and democratic. And so Schultz's dialogue and elocution are juxtaposed with the Southern drawl of ignorant Southern Americans. In the opening scenes he talks, "Among your company I am led to believe there is a specimen I hope to acquire." After shooting one of the slave catchers, Schultz states, "If you could keep your caterwauling down to a minimum, I would like to speak to young Django." And this approach is a trope used in previous Tarantino films such as Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, where wordplay, witty repartee, and rhetorical decorum and murder are combined for comedic effect. In Django, violence is rendered elegant and sophisticated when it is meted out by the cultured Schultz. And as I previously stated, elocution has always worked in Hollywood by reinforcing American culture and the global brand that is America. And it also marks or signals cultural elitism by the construction of an American national identity as a brand that furthers the brand America as equal and democratic. However, as I previously stated, the South in Django must be marked as different from the rest of the nation in order to preserve and further the idea that the United States is, despite the South, is a democratic nation based on equality. And because the South is the repository in Django of all that is debased about America, the frequent use of the word nigger by primarily white characters seems fitting. However, the liberal sprinkling of the word in this and all of Tarantino's films, in which black characters are discussed or represented, seems gratuitous despite Tarantino's defense of the word's use. Now, it's interesting for those of you who've seen the movie, how even he kind of guides the audience along in the way he depicts the South. When Django, when they have to go back south, the big word Mississippi flashes across the screen, and in terms of characterizing the South, and that's why I always juxtapose that a reading I had of Malcolm X. He said, "Man, quit talking about the South. Everything south of Canada is the South." In terms of the United States, in terms of when you have to deal with racism.